Hello everyone and welcome back to our Qt beginner series, PyQt beginner series. This is code based where we learn by doing. So we want to put all that we've practiced so far to build one small calculator and see how it goes. This is the basic starter code that we have been using in all our applications. If it still seems very strange to you, then you've probably not watched the videos that come before this one. The link to the full playlist is in the description. You can check it out and then you understand all these things and what they mean. Let us start by giving our app a title. So self.set window title. Let's define the geometry also. Not geometry, set geometry. I want it to go by 100 from the left, 100 down, and the application itself should be 300 by 100. So if you run it now, just this basic window. And as we always do, we set our central widget. And the comment goes all the way to that side. This is a central widget, so C widget as we always call it. Just a kill widget, which will be able to house all the other widgets and the layouts that we create. So if not imported it, so make sure you use the shorthand to import it or import kill widget at the top there. And then we set the central widget. Set central widget, and then we set it equal to the C widget that we've created. Now that we have this in place, we create our layout. The first one is the main layout of the application. I can use it this way, which will be a VBox layout. So we arrange the stuff from top to bottom. POV box layout. Make sure you have that one imported. And it will be inside C widgets. And then we have a top layout, the one that will contain the answer box. Top layout equal to Q. Of course, it's just one. It doesn't even matter whether we make it a VBox layout or an HBox layout. So let me just choose the VBox layout. And then the next one, which will be the button layout. This one will also be a VBox layout because you have two things there. The answer label, the label that will display the answer, and the button that will click on to get the answer. And now we have to add the layout, the main layout. Main layout, add layout. We want to add the top layout, and then repeat the process for the bottom layout. Now we can create the widgets. The first one will be the answer box, which we call the answer box. The box that will display the answer. It will be what we call a kill line edit. You know about that one also. And then make sure you have it imported. And then we will have the label, the answer label. So the label that will display the answer. So answer, or we just call it answer. Equal to, this should be self.answer box that we can access it sometime to come. Self dot, and that is going to be self.answer equal to kill. This is a new one, but it's not so different from those that have come before. Kill label It's just something that we can use to display text and images in the PyQt framework. The Q label, but it still have a default text inside that says the answer is, but later we will make sure that you add the proper answer to it at the end. And then, of course, the last one, the btn itself dot btn, which you will click on to get the answer. It's just a Q push button. And make sure you have that one to import it. And then the label on it is answer. Now let's add the widgets to the layout. Top layout, let's add widget. You add the answer box to the top layout. It should be self.answer box. And then we'll add the other two to the bottom layout. So, bottom layout dot add widget. And then we add the answer. Then we do the same for the answer for the btn. Now let's run our application and see. Okay, so this is it. We will type the expression here, and then we will click the answer to get the answer displayed here. Okay, for now when we click answer, nothing will happen, of course, because we've not really done anything with it. So we click it and then nothing happens. So let us write the function that will take the text from the answer box and then do the computation for us inside the same myApp class, but outside of the init function or init method. We create a new class method we call setAnswer. You can call it anything, of course. And in here, the first thing that we'll do is to get the text or the expression that has been typed inside the answer box, which we will call expression. The expression equal to self dot and answer box dot text. This one will get us all the text that is currently inside that line edit, so we can perform our operations on it. So let's just perform a check if expression, the length of the expression, because the user should be able to type something inside before we give it to the we perform the calculations on it, so that in case the user does not type anything but wants to just still press the answer, we will display a different information. Yes, we discovered we treated this one during the decision making and control flows. If you have not watched that video, be sure to check out the link of the Python beginner series. Will also be in the description for anyone who wants to check it out. So the length of expression is greater than 0. That is the only time you want to perform what you're about to do. Then answer should be equal to, and then Python comes with a built-in function called eval, which we can use to evaluate expressions, mathematical expressions, and so much more. But for now, let's use it for our mathematical expression. We want to evaluate the string, or it's even coming as a string. So we want to evaluate expression dot strip. The dot strip means that I want to strip the text that is coming in case the user types some spaces after or before the expression. Python will get rid of all of them and return the expression without any spaces that might cause problem in the eval function. And then after we do that, we want to set the text or change the text or display the text to the label so that the user can see. So self.answer set text. We want to set the text to. We already have some default text in there. What is it? It says the answer is. Let's copy that one. And then with an F string, the answer is, and then we will just display answer. But if that is not the case, if the length of the expression is 0, that means the user has not typed anything. We want to also tell the user or still set answer, so can duplicate this line and then bring it down. So set test, and this place you will tell the user to enter an expression or enter a valid expression. It can be that, okay, enter an expression. We will just assume that the user will not type anything that is not mathematical. This is, of course, beginners. We will not bother ourselves with putting in so much checks to check whether the expression is even mathematically valid or not. This is just to demonstrate how the widget and layout we have explored in the previous videos work. Of course, later on this channel, we'll build more complex applications that will put in all those checks whenever we are building our application. So now that you have created a function, what you do is to connect it as usual. So here we create our connections. Remember the signals and slots. If you have not watched that video, I encourage you to watch that one. This one should be indented inward, same as the test that follows. Self. So this one we set it on the btn because that is what is supposed to do the job for us. Dot clicked. When it is clicked, we want to connect it to this function self dot set answer, and we do that without the open and close parentheses that we mostly do in function calls. So that should do the trick for us. Let us run our application and see. Now we see as 2 plus 2, and then the answer is 4. 2 plus 8, the answer is 10. Now let's type nothing in there. It says enter an expression, and then when we enter an expression, I maximize it. When we enter an expression, 6 times 4 minus 7 plus 3 divided by 2. It will still solve it for us. So now we built a small calculator using the PyQt framework. Of course, it's not very complex, but that will be all for this video. The intention was just to introduce you to how to use the layout and the widgets to build at least a functioning application. So as I said, that will be all for this video. I'll see you in the next tutorial with another video. Thank you.